still on the lower body. But now we're going to get to everybody's favorite.
Morning and welcome to Sports Recap on Hills TV. It's another golden opportunity to discuss sporting activities. I am Aidnan Lubem and I'm not alone in the studio.
My name is Memo Cynthia Asoya. Welcome to Sports Recap.
Welcome. Let's quickly begin from the local scene where the Nigeria's Flamingos head coach Bankole Olowokere is getting to the semi-finals of the Under-17 Women's World Cup is not enough, and has assured Nigerians that the technical crew is working hard to ensure that the Flamingos go to the finals. Flamingos face Colombia in the semis on Wednesday following the South Americans' 3-0 win over Tanzania in the quarterfinals on Saturday.
Wonderful match. I found out over I think on Friday.
Yes, that's right.
It was one that they were able to hold USA to the end of that match and
yes.
them to the penalty and won them. A lot happened. A penalty.
Yes,
most people said it wasn't the penalty; it was at the touch of the ground. That penalty wasn't supposed to be given to Nigeria, but somehow that penalty was given, and
that's
we won that one, taking it 1-1 and then to penalty.
All right, away from that particular one, still talking football, where Nigeria's Olympic Eagles are back in Ibadan to continue their preparation for the Under-23 AFCON, in up a draw in the first leg of their second qualifying round game against Tanzania in Dar es Salaam. Captain Success Makonjola put the 2015 Under-23 AFCON in front from the penalty spot in the 29th minute before the hosts restored parity. Also from the penalty spot in the 81st minute. Head coach Salisu Yusuf is setting his sights on victory in the second leg following what he calls an improved performance by his side in Dar es Salaam. The second leg of the round holds in October 29 at the Lincoln Salami Stadium in Ibadan. Winners between Nigeria and Tanzania will face the winners between Uganda and Guinea, and that is what's happening in the Olympics. The Super Eagles Under-23 team, they played their first game in Tanzania. They played that one 1-1. They were held by a draw, and now they'll be looking forward to their next match.
Well, wonderful one there. Of course, they'll come back. It ended in a 1-1 draw,
yeah.
Just like the US. On the 17th, US 1-1 draw too. But they'll be coming for the second leg, and I hope we'll be able to beat them at home.
Now to the Super Eagles forward, Victor Osimhen has expanded Napoli's lead at the top of Serie A to 3 points on Sunday, with the only goal in a hard-fought 1-0 win at Roma, their 11th on the bounce in all competition. Nigeria forward Osimhen crashed in his third goal in as many games with 10 minutes remaining of his first start since early September to hand Napoli a win at one of their fiercest rivals. Now Lucia Spalletti's side were able to win that game against Roma.
Yes, a wonderful goal from Victor Osimhen, the Nigerian. He did well, and that was Oligo came in the 81st minute.
Yeah.
We also saw Jose Mourinho was not really happy with that goal coming in the late minutes. He had already opted for a draw in that match, but somehow Victor Osimhen has found a way to put his name in the Maradona Stadium and always try to put his name on the score sheet, and that's what happened yesterday. Roma versus Napoli, 1-2 Napoli, 0 to Roma.
Well, we'll see good news coming from Victor Osimhen. But still talking from the local scene, there's a particular competition the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sport has been hosting. That is the Principal's Cup, and it has said it will be featuring in 6 different sports for the first time. Now, the 6 sports include football, basketball, table tennis, handball, volleyball, and athletics. Moshood Abiola National Stadium.
Yes, it's really very good one. Although even in conjunction with the
Ministry,
minister,
yes.
Sunday Dare, and of course football, handball, volleyball. This way, things like that will be able to we'll be able to see more sport-like activities happening in Nigeria, not just only football. We have 6 games: the athletics, football, and volleyball. So I think it's a good one, and of course, we just hope it goes very well.
All right, then, moving on to the international scene, where Max Verstappen fought back to pass Lewis Hamilton in a dramatic United States Grand Prix and equaled the record for victories in a season. Verstappen was controlling the race until a delay at his final spit handed the lead to Hamilton and also dropped the Red Bull driver behind Ferrari's Charles Leclerc. The pit problem gave Hamilton a chance to end his and Mercedes win drought in a difficult season for the team now to racing.
Well, difficult one for Lewis Hamilton. I don't think he's going to get anything this year. He should try preparing for next year. Verstappen somehow has found a way to stick his name and he's trying to do it back to back.
Yes.
All right, still on the international scene, this one is coming from golf, where Rory McIlroy returned to the top of the world ranking for the first time in more than 2 years by retaining the CJ Cup title in South Carolina. The Northern Irishman claimed a one-shot win at Golf Club Congaree, shooting a 4-under par 67 to finish the tournament on 17 under. American Kitayama also hit 67 on Sunday and briefly drew level with McIlroy thanks to birdie at the 12th. And that's golf. McIlroy somehow is returning to the top of the rankings.
Well, that's a very good one for the American. He's above Scotty Scheffler in that competition, and also his closest rival is Kitayama, like you said. Away now to football, where Mikel Arteta described Arsenal's 1-1 draw at Southampton as a lesson, as the Gunners dropped points for only the 2nd time this season at St Mary's. Stuart Armstrong's finished off a flowing steam, moved to end Southampton a share of the spoils and stretched Saints' unbeaten league run to 3 matches. Now, Arsenal were held at the weekend. Most of the big teams played 1-1 at the weekend.
Yes, we also saw Chelsea holding Chelsea holding Manchester United, or Manchester United holding Chelsea, because Chelsea was the first person to score, and that thing happened in less than 9 minutes before the end of the match. Also for Arsenal, I think it should be a lesson, like Mikel Arteta is saying, because when you're at the top of the table, he should learn, or he's trying to learn from Pep. Once Pep is at the top of the table, he does very well not to lose a game. And when he can play that game and not lose straight 10 games, that's when points. And they were 5 points adrift. Now they are only 2. And the pressure now will be on them. Although they have played Manchester City, but there's always a second leg. And these teams like Southampton, Newcastle, or these are the teams you're supposed to take your points from. And somehome Newcastle should not even be inside there, because Newcastle now is looking like a big team after beating Tottenham on Saturday. And that's Antonio Conte. It was a few months ago that Antonio Conte was Champions League qualification.
That's right.
And of course, we saw him lose to Newcastle yesterday.
Well, a shocking one for the Italian. He was not just able to contain his side. I mean, a big team. This is their 2nd loss after losing to Manchester United at the weekend. Last week and this week, the weekend, they also lost again to Newcastle. Perhaps Antonio Conte might be looking at his contract once again at Newcastle, at the club that's Tottenham, or else he might just be shown the exit door.
Still on football, where at Camp Nou, we saw Barca beat Athletic Club 4-0, and of course, what happened in the first half of that match. We saw Lewandowski on the score sheet, we saw Ousmane Dembele on the score sheet and others, and then in the next half, we saw 1 goal coming in from Ferran Torres, and that was how that match ended, 4-0. And of course, that's where we are talking about points. Barca somehow trust Atletico Bilbao, but Real Madrid also beat Sevilla, and of course they beat them 3-1. So Real Madrid was able to retain that point, and they're still the top league leaders.
All right, that's the much we can take on today's episode of Sport Hero Time. Keep a date with us in our subsequent bulletins. For now, I am Ainan Lubem.
And I am Memo Cynthia Asoya.
Thank you for watching.